8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Ramesh Pidis and read by J. Yogaraj. First, the headlines. The Prime Minister says the government has not reached a decision to sell or lease the East Container Terminal of the Colombo Port. Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccination administered to a group of policemen engaged in coronavirus mitigation efforts today. The number of COVID-19 infections recorded in the country is on the rise. Isolation in 3 police divisions to be lifted. Legal reforms to be introduced to deal drug-related issues. An investigation team sent to examine tremors in Valapale. News overseas, WHO team visits a different market in Wuhan. In sports cricket, India-England series will come down to a battle of the top orders. And those are the headlines. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says the government has not reached a decision to sell or lease the East Container Terminal of the Colombo Port. Speaking to media in Tangol, the Prime Minister said the matter has not been discussed either. The Premier noted, therefore, there is no need to launch trade union action, adding the government will explain the situation to trade unions. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa stressed the majority of the cabinet ministers were of the stance that the East Terminal should not be sold. He claimed it was the policy of the United National Party to sell state resources, adding that the present administration will not continue such policies. The number of COVID-19 infections recorded in the country has increased to 63,644. The Department of Government Information says 351 individuals tested positive for the virus today. All 351 cases were identified as contacts of the Minuwangoda Paligoda COVID-19 cluster, increasing the caseload linked to the cluster to 59,688. Meanwhile, the number of COVID-19 recoveries recorded in the country increased to 57,159 after 882 persons recovered and were discharged during the past 24 hours. Isolation status imposed in 3 police divisions will be lifted as of 5 a.m. tomorrow, the 1st of February. The head of the National Operations Centre for Prevention of COVID-19 Outbreak, Commander of Sri Lanka Army, General Shavendra Silva, said accordingly, CA Watta of Narayanpeta Police Area, Lower St. Andrews Place, Upper St. Andrews Place and St. Andrews Road, and Anume Watta of the Gangabada Gramaneladar Division of the Paligoda Police Area will be lifted as of 5 a.m. tomorrow. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Defence Secretary Kamal Gunaratne says the necessary legal reforms would be introduced soon to direct drug-addicted minor offenders to rehabilitation centres for rehabilitation purposes instead of retaining them behind prison cells for an extensive period. He added narcotics in custody during operations would also be destroyed promptly, following judgments by the judiciary and forwarding samples for legal proceedings in order to prevent underhand dealings or abusing official powers. He said reasoning the measures bringing of culprits within the law enforcement to the book has uncovered the enemy within us. The Geological Survey and Mines Bureau says that minor tremor reported in Valapane, Nuwara around 2.59 or 2:59 early in the morning was recorded at all 4 data and tsunami alert centers in the country. The chairman, Anura Walpola, said that the tremor was recorded at the Pallekele, Akmana and Budangala stations. The chairman, Walpola, said a week ago another slight tremor of 1.8 was recorded in the area. He noted a request was made to the expert committee appointed to examine tremors reported in Digana to examine the minor tremor reported in Valapane. Anura Walpola stated a team from the Mines Bureau was sent to the area to conduct investigations, adding that measures will be taken to inspect the area and provide an explanation within the week. A senior official of the Ministry of Education says interviews for government interest-free loan scheme introduced to expand higher education opportunities for the students who were unable to secure a placement in state universities will commence from 10th of February. The loan scheme was introduced for those students who qualified in GCE advanced level examination to achieve their higher education aspirations. The Education Ministry officials told SLBC that around 11,000 applications for the free loan scheme had already been received. The interviews will be conducted online. Selected students will get an opportunity to study 96 different subjects from 15 non-governmental higher education institutions. And that's the end of the local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddha Alepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddha Alepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddha Alepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccination dose was administered to a group of policemen engaged in coronavirus mitigation efforts today. The Government Information Department says 100 police officers were administered the first dose of the vaccine. The policemen were vaccinated at the police hospital in Narayanpeta. The Minister of Public Security, Rear Admiral Sarath Weerasekara, and Inspector General of Police Chandana Wickramaratne were present at this occasion. And that was main news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddha Alepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddha Alepa.
In Washlight, rehearsals for the 73rd Independence Day celebrations will continue in Colombo until 3rd of February. The police said traffic movement will be restricted along several roads in the vicinity of the Independence Square between 6 a.m. and 1 p.m. daily. Furthermore, the police said a special traffic plan will also be in place between 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Independence Day, which falls next Thursday. And that was Washlight.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
First, the headlines. The WHO team visits a different market in Wuhan. Disruptions continue in UK-EU trade. A huge piece of California's Highway 1 near Big Sur collapsed into the ocean. And those are the headlines. A World Health Organization team has visited a market in Wuhan, China, as part of its effort to identify the origins of the coronavirus pandemic. The market is located about 20 kilometers away from the seafood market, where the world's first major outbreak of coronavirus was confirmed. Chinese government officials showed the market as an example of its successful initial efforts to fight the virus. Yesterday, the team spent about 2.5 hours at an exhibition that showcases what China calls a successful containment effort under the leadership of Chinese Communist Party. British firms are struggling with disruptions in trade between the country and the European Union 1 month after they launched a new post-Brexit relationship. Britain left the EU on January 31st of last year and entered into the new relationship with the bloc at the beginning of this year under free trade and other agreements. Trade between the UK and EU now requires customs checks, which include a declaration of content and volumes of cargoes. A huge piece of California's Highway 1 was washed out this week by a winter storm that brought heavy rain and snow. California Department of Transportation officials said in a statement on Friday a debris flow from the hillside above the roadway overwhelmed drainage infrastructure, flowed across the highway and eroded the road, resulting in the complete loss of a segment of Highway 1 at Rat Creek, about 15 miles south of Big Sur, a mountainous stretch of the state's central coast. And that's World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In development news, the State Information Office and the Ceylon Electricity Board have been given the go-ahead to identify and conduct a feasibility study on a pumped storage plant to tide over the time gaps between demand and supply and store energy. A preliminary study carried out with the Japan International Corporation has identified the Aranayak area in the Mahaoya Valley in Kandy as suitable location to build the pumped storage unit. And that was development news. And in sports, cricket, no sooner is one serious challenge accepted and robustly brushed aside than another is on the doorstep. The upcoming India versus England Test series has the potential to be an exciting contest similar in intensity to the one recently completed in Australia. India will start as favourites after an famous victory over Australia, overcoming all obstacles. Likewise, England can point to improvements they can make to the side that won convincingly in Sri Lanka. And that was sports news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The good citizenship commitment of Selingco Life is recognized by Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing recently, which presented the life insurance leader with the Silver Award in the CSR Brand of the Year category at the 2020 Brand Excellence Awards. Selingco Life won the award for the corporate social responsibility initiatives the company completed in 2019. These included the construction of 7 classrooms, the conduct of 12 Vaidya Hamuva free health camps, donation of a high dependency unit in the teaching hospital Kandy as well. And that was business news.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic News. Courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Sri Lanka's Colombo Stock Exchange, the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce and Board of Investment will host a virtual forum to showcase investment opportunities from April 6 to April 8, 2021 in a bid to boost the economy. The Colombo Stock Exchange said the virtual forum will be organized considering the convenience of investors based in multiple time zones and will feature an eminent lineup of speakers, presenters and panelists.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Finally, in the weather report, the Met Department says showers in the northern, north, central, eastern and Uva provinces and in Matale, Nuwara and Hambantota districts. The Met Department states fairly heavy falls, about 50 millimeters, can be expected at some places in the eastern province and in Polonnaruwa, Matale and Mullaitivu districts. Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in the western, Sabarakamu and northwestern provinces and in Galle, Mathura and Kandy districts in the evening. Before we wind up this news broadcast, let's look at the main points once again. The Prime Minister says the government has not reached a decision to sell or lease the East Container Terminal of the Colombo Port. Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccination administered to a group of policemen engaged in coronavirus mitigation efforts today. The number of COVID-19 infections recorded in the country is on the rise. Isolation in 3 police divisions to be lifted. Legal reforms to be introduced to deal drug-related issues. An investigation team sent to examine tremors in Valapane. And with that, we conclude this news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. And it's back to Mario Vijayavardhana to keep you company with the rest of the programs this Sunday evening.